Warning, this video contains mentions of political topics, explicit violence, and suicide. Are you afraid of being hurt by others? Do you isolate from people because you're paranoid they're not who they say they are? Do you? No, I Am Not a Human is a game that me and you both most likely heard about already. It's a game about trust, isolation, death, and risk. Before the video starts, I'd like to clarify that you should only watch it if you know most of the endings. And this video isn't about all of No, I'm Not a Human. I'm only tackling this part of for now, but I'd definitely like to make a separate video analyzing the characters too. By following the bald man's instructions, you get the embrace the inevitable ending. Probably my favorite ending, so it's a shame it's the first one I have to talk about. Day and night mean nothing here. I don't know how long I've been here, but now I feel very calm, so very calm. It's so very still. There's nothing more to hinder you here. I hear no footsteps, no voices, I feel nothing. I don't remember how I got here. I don't know how to leave. But I don't really want to. I just hope this lasts a little longer. I wonder what it all meant. Why was I allowed in? Will someone come for me? I wish I could meet them again. But that can wait. I'm tired. I'll just rest a while. It's often interpreted as a hallucination or dreamlike afterlife after the protagonist's suicide, because people don't typically survive on falling down a hole that deep. But does it really matter whether or not the protagonist has died? I feel like this ending represents something much more deeper than death. I see it as the rock bottom of isolation and detachedness. The homeowner deprives himself of human connection so much that he feels comfort in loneliness. Out of fear of being emotionally hurt by others, he goes deep into the earth where he cannot be contacted by anybody. In the text for this ending, he says he doesn't even know how he got here, let alone how to leave, yet he yearns for deep human connection. His memory loss shows a deep detachedness from himself. I feel like I can kind of relate to this ending since I used to be very, very detached from the world around me and other people. This mentality comes from a deep fear of emotional pain that makes you complacent to others' wants and needs. You eventually lose your humanity and personality and get so detached that emotions feel numb. The only thing stopping you from exiting this state is, first of all, genuinely not knowing how to redevelop a personality. That same fear of human connection that dragged you down here in the first place, and worst of all, is the comfort. When a person feels pain for a long amount of time, they start to find comfort in it. You feel afraid to leave your comfort zone, but you can't leave. Not yet. You're tired, right? Or have you been disassociated for so long that reassociating feels draining to the point where you fall back into your state of disassociation? But that is only if you have no one to begin with. What if you push everyone away out of paranoia? In the yes, I am a murderer ending, you kill many, many people out of pure paranoia, fear, or even blind faith to whatever FEMA says. After a moment of clarity, you attempt suicide, not being able to handle your own actions. The people you hurt and the murder that you cause stains your hands and becomes too much guilt to handle. You get kicked out by the very people who you invited into your home. Dying is terrifying. I know that well. The dread alone can drive you mad. It pushes you towards terrible choices. I can see the plans that they had laid out for you, yet seeing what lay ahead only made things worse. What was it that scared you so? Pain? Fading away? You can't stop it. Sooner or later, but you choose sooner. I'm truly sorry. They threw you out into the street. Unarmed, bloodied. You have no strength left to crawl away from the sunlight. No way to end your suffering in your own terms. You'll burn, slowly. And there's no one left to blame. Unless... This ending is very clear and simple, and punishes the player for killing too many people. But on a deeper level, it is the beginning of our descent into examining what kinds of things paranoia makes one do. This path is similar to the path the visitor hunter took, except he has something above you. His rage and anger blinds him and makes him completely dehumanize other people. The Wrath of Vigilance ending, where you kill the visitor hunter, is sort of a step up above the last ending. The hunter himself represents a person blinded by propaganda. In this world, propaganda is by FEMA. Many people have been killed due to being a minority, and no, I'm not talking about Charlie Kirk yet. I'm talking about political violence we don't see. Many individuals blinded by rage will go and murder people just because of what people say on TV. So many trans people, people of color, and people with different religions have been hate crimed by maniacs. This is what I think the hunter represents, but by killing him, I don't think you snoop down to his level. You certainly are more deprived as a person, but is the homeowner bad for killing people who hurt others? A childish thought some of us have is the idea that if people we didn't like weren't in the world, it would be a better place. We know because of history that killing people you don't like is usually not the play. But if the only ones getting hurt are the ones who hurt others, is death really justified? When Charlie Kirk died, many people cheered. I see this as kind of childish, but still, Charlie hurt a lot of people, and he created a lot of visitor hunter types. But we cannot rely on mass murder of people who harm, because at the end of the day, violence will always escalate and only lead to more violence, and doing so inherently means we are deprived of humanity. A side note is that we kill visitors throughout the game just out of fear that they'll hurt others, or because they've already killed other people. And we think it's justified because they're a visitor. It means we don't have to feel bad about killing them. But if we take the infection theory into consideration, the idea that visitors are infected humans, we are essentially killing other people who don't think they did anything wrong. In the Welcome to FEMA ending, we join FEMA, but joining them only gives more questions. The FEMA employee's design is purposefully completely deprived of any human traits, from the suit completely covering someone to the goggles of the gas mask being fully blacked out. The homeowner becomes another cog in the machine. The text that states that the homeowner wishes he brought the poster with him is very interesting. I feel like it represents him trying to cling on to that last piece of comfort and humanity. Throughout the game, people are stripped away from their humanity to the point where no person in this game has a name. They're only described with one-dimensional labels. An important thing I need to say in order to continue talking about this is the subject of kombucha. If you call the psychic's number, you get this info. Tell me, do you consume mushrooms? Only kombucha occasionally. Oh no. You must stop immediately. Kombucha is a known ancient evil. It allows strands of mycelium to grow inside of you, letting the spirits control you like a puppet. You can't imagine what it'll do if it gets to your memories. They might be erased completely or replayed over and over again, changing your choices each time. Worst part, you won't even realize you're being controlled. It implies that the player is canon and that kombucha is the reason you're playing as the protagonist. There's a lot of mushroom-related symbolism in this game, but I want to get into that later. It's also kind of scary how the most efficient way to play the game is to view people in your home as nothing more than obstacles. When replaying the game, I usually skip through all the dialogue, unless I'm going for an achievement. And also the fact that you don't have to talk to anyone in your house, you can just leave them there. Especially when going for the walk a mile in their shoes achievement, you have to allow the death of innocent people by visitor hands. Obviously, achievements can be seen as non-canonical, silly things, but if we take some of them literally, it's actually quite cruel what you have the homeowner do. And when experimenting, we can often excuse atrocities to satisfy our own curiosity. We do all these things through a lens of disassociation, since in the real world we know it's a video game, we don't actually have to care about anything we do. But if we were to see these actions as real, we would have to face the fact that we're genuinely a horrible person. We're nearly like a micro-FEMA, walking around in our home, killing anybody who doesn't seem fit, being the ones in power and also taking no accountability for our actions. The Shroom or Doom ending, obtained by following the guidance of the old guy,
Mushrooms are something else, you know. Oh, they can grow very fast when things go bad. They can grow up as fast as a beanstalk right before your very eyes. Makes you wonder what will become of them once the clock strikes midnight. And the bigger the mushrooms, the more clumps of malice gather in the mycelium. Why, the cap could cover the whole earth until there's nothing left. And now, dear boy, the mycelium must find a way to unleash all that rage. Fiddlesticks, our ritual was supposed to calm it down. The apple seeds were meant to remind it of the bond between humans and mushrooms. But it seems the mycelium's gone cuckoo now, blinded by the fury trapped within its threads. Mushrooms land is out there somewhere. Quickly, my dear boy, we have to stop the mycelium before the mushrooms grow too strong. Follow me, lickety split. Underground we go. Fiddlesticks, looked like we're too late, my dear boy. Well, alrighty then. Say, you still got some of that kombucha?
is often seen as a joke ending, but in my opinion, I see it as representative of nuclear fallout. This might seem far-fetched, but you can't look at this image and say it doesn't represent a mushroom cloud, and the ending makes a lot more sense if you look at it through that perspective. One of the most important things to take note of is the fact that the old guy never appears in your first run. He only appears when replaying the game. Taking what we know about kombucha into consideration, it kind of implies that since we restarted the game, we let the malice in the mycelium grow even more. Also, another notable thing is that the old man will always visit at the night that the quarantine zone burned down, further cementing that event's importance. Nuking the city as a way to kill all the visitors, or whatever lies behind the city's walls, makes sense, as throughout the game, we see that FEMA are terrified of something leaving the city, to the point that they'll shoot anybody that tries to leave. However, cleansing the city through mass destruction comes at the cost of mass civilization casualties. But does that really matter? I mean, if this is all a video game, if we kill millions of people, it won't matter. We can always restart, take some kombucha.